There he is, the man, the myth, the legend that is Joe Schad. How are you doing, baby? You doing all right?
What's up, Big O? Doing well, doing well. Dolphins escape with a victory. It was a little tentative there in the first half, but Detroit shut out in the second half, and Tua plays great. So Dolphins will take the win and get out of there.
Yeah, no doubt, man. And we're still there. The only two quarterbacks in the NFL with an undefeated record. When they start and end the game, it is still Tua and Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, and Joe Namath, right? I mean, Alabama quarterbacks. They said that Alabama was all about the running game and defense, and yeah, those two guys obviously have a winning pedigree and some good leadership skills and compliments to both. They're both playing really well. Tua 11-2 in his last 13 starts, and in one of those games, as we know, he got knocked out with a concussion.
Yeah, and Joe, you didn't live it, but today was a Merino Day. Did you know that?
Why is that?
Ah, let me walk you
380 and
down.
three.
No, not at all. This was exactly what it was like to watch Dan Marino play against Richard Todd or Tony Eason or Dan or O'Brien or a bunch of different quarterbacks over the years back in those days. It was a bad defense that you couldn't trust, a running game that you couldn't trust, and it was all depending on the arm and the passing game. So it was either Shula and Strock and Marino and Seipel, whoever else they had running the offense, all those different coaches that they had filtering in and out and creating craftiness with the offense and the passing game. But this is what it was like with Marino in those days, that you could not depend on the other things except the passing game. And you look at it today, penalties and stupid mistakes, no running game whatsoever. The special teams failed also today, and the defense was terrible in the first half, made more plays in the second half at least, but still overall, all the other facets of the game really did not help out. And the passing game was the only thing that was working today.
Yeah, as long as the Dolphins have a healthy Tua Tagovailoa, Tyreek Hill, and Jalen Waddle available, they're going to be a threat to win, a threat to score touchdowns, a threat to put up lots of yards, and a threat to come back in games, which is something that you didn't have a feel for during the Brian Flores and Adam Gase era. The fact that Tyreek Hill is on pace for more than 2,000 receiving yards this season, and we're halfway through the season, almost statistically, 8 out of 17, is really just amazing. I would not have predicted anything close to 2,000 receiving yards and more than 1,500 receiving yards for Jalen Waddle. And Tua Tagovailoa probably going to end this weekend leading the NFL once again in passer ratings. So it's really just incredible. And as you point out, it's exciting and it's fun. It really is.
It's fun, but you just want, I mean, think about this, dude. If they just stay healthy, this is a completely different team. To me, that's, people were writing articles and panicking about the offense. The offense was because you had a whole bunch of backups, and then your starter came back after 24 days off. So he was rusty. Now he's back in for a couple weeks practicing, and you got your points back up again. So it wasn't anything to really panic about. And then the losses, I can attribute them all to injuries. If this team is healthy, Joe, they have their quarterback, they have everything else. This is a 6-1 or 7-0 team right now. Really, it's
Yeah,
that
I mean, listen,
simple. It's
yeah.
really not
I
that
mean,
complicated.
yeah, no, I mean, we do have to keep a little bit of perspective. Obviously, the Lions do have, the worst defense in the NFL, and that played a role. We expected
They
300
already beat
passing
them. They
yards.
already beat the Bills
Yeah.
and the Ravens on the road from comebacks. None of that means anything. They're
No, I'm just saying,
winners.
in regards to the game we just watched, this is what we expected. We expected Tua to post a passer rating of over 120. We expected him to pass for more than 300 yards. So Tua delivered on our expectations, and that is the key to the whole season.
Yeah, no, I'm with you, but I'm just saying I'm not going that, oh, this is they beat them because it's Detroit. I'm not going with that. They came back from 21 down against the Ravens on the road, so they beat a better team than Detroit, and they beat the Bills and all that. This is an offense that can come back on any team right now. If you can beat the Bills, then you can come back on anybody else, in the
Yeah,
NFL.
and an
But
unfortunate injury to Liam Eichenberg, but Robert Jones appeared to play pretty well at
yeah,
left guard, so you expect you'll see him moving forward. And then maybe as early as this week, Austin Jackson is able to rejoin a competition with Brandon Shell, and that'll be nice to have two guys available who can competently play right tackle. So yeah, and Raheem Mostert getting the running game going a little bit. It's kind of weird the Dolphins tried to turn to Chase Edmonds there in the fourth quarter with the game on the line. I don't know if Mostert was feeling a little tired or if that was just playing part of the rotation.
how
But
about, what I was thinking? I'm going a
Gesicki,
little
yeah,
deep on this. I'm going a little deep on this, Joe. I'm wondering if this was one of his targets in free agency in the offseason, and he's trying to make it work, and he's trying to keep the veteran in the game by hey, we got a couple of plays that we're going to run with you if this comes up, this that, and sure enough, they came up, they used him, and again, I don't know what's going on with Chase too, because he was a good player in Arizona, and I know they ran inside zone here, and here is outside zone, and I don't know what's going on with his adjustments or whatever, but it's time to give Gaskin, he was inactive, so Ahmed then, but it's time to start going to other guys, right, Joe?
yeah, we
Because
were both wrong. We were both a little wrong. You thought maybe Gaskin gets involved. I
me
thought
too.
maybe Eric Rowe gets involved. Both
Who
scratched.
part?
Eric Rowe,
Who part?
Eric,
Who part? Who part nailed it? He's the one that said Ahmed would be the guy, by the way, and he was at least the active one.
right.
So
Yeah. Well, listen, the trading deadline is the 1st, which is Tuesday. And Mike Gesicki's second on the team in receiving touchdowns with 4. Jalen Waddle has 5. I think that his value as a red zone target with the much smaller Hill and Waddle sucking up at least 60% of all receptions, I think they're just better off holding on to him than trading him. You're not going to get a 2 for the guy anyway. Just hold on to him.
yeah, I don't think there's a see. The thing is, Joe, you got to think of a team that is like on the cusp
Mm-hmm.
of, and then they're a Gesicki away. Who's that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
There's
mean
not really that team that, oh man, they're
I
so
mean
loaded. This guy, if they get
Philly,
that tight
Dallas,
end,
Buffalo, Kansas City. Those are the only teams that should be looking for like that one more part.
but Kansas City, Buffalo, and the other one you said, who was a Philly, Buffalo, and Kansas City, they all
Dallas,
have
yeah.
tight ends.
Right.
They're all set. You know what I'm saying? So you have to find the perfect marriage, and there is no perfect marriage right now. The only guy that,
Well,
and I think it,
The Giants. How about Dable? Let him go be a slot receiver to replace Kadarius Toney. That's not a bad one.
yeah,
Giants.
actually, you know what? I like that one. Actually,
Yeah.
Giants would be a pretty good one, and it puts them in the other conference.
And the Giants are
Nice
six
job
and
by
one. Yeah.
you. Nice job by you. All right, now
Yeah.
one game I'll blame players. When it starts
Mhm.
becoming habitual, I blame the coaches. And I know I noticed that the coach, said to his coaches, hey, get it fixed and all that crap. But penalties, Joe, penalties are it's lazy, they're dumb, they're not good penalties. The Landon Roberts started the game with like the ultimate like dumb penalty. You're a veteran and you're going to be intimidating right from the first. Come on, dude, you're giving away 15 yards right from the get-go. To me, that was a big problem today. The penalties have got to stop.
Yeah. The mental ones too. Like Christian Wilkins being lined up off sides 3 times. That's not an in-game action penalty. That's a pre-snap penalty. Illegal motions. The Dolphins had 4 penalties in the first half, and 7 more declined. In the first half, the Dolphins had twice in this game, once in the first half, once in the second half, where they had 2 penalties on the same play.
Yep.
What is
Yep.
going on? Listen, none of us are a fan of the TNT takes no talent wall. All right. And I'm not suggesting that everything would be better if Brian Flores was the coach. I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that I told you before the season that I was sure hoping that discipline and penalties would be fine. And right now they're a little off.
Yeah, they're off. There's no doubt they're off. I mean, they're still. It's hard for me to kill Josh Boyer overall because the penalties are all over the place. So I'm blaming the entire staff because Boyer throughout having no quarterback, he kept them in games. Their defense, and with all the injuries and everything, like last week, I mean, he gave them the opportunity to win that game. So their defense performed well. Today was like really bad right from the get-go. Things were bad, but the penalties
Yeah, but
are
second half adjustments, though, yes.
yeah,
The Lions did not score in the third
right,
or fourth quarter.
right.
Did not score. And, no Byron Jones, no Nick Needham, and no Brandon Jones. So I get it.
Yes.
Those are significant injuries.
And
But,
your pass rushers aren't earning their money.
yeah, Ogba,
I don't
man.
know how I can blame
Ogba's a
Josh
nice guy.
Boyer if Ogba and Jalen
Mm.
Phillips aren't getting the sacks you need. How do I blame Josh Boyer for that? What does he do? I don't know. What does he do? You know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah, Sealer had a nice sack.
right.
But I agree. They need more edge. You
And here's another
wonder.
one,
Yeah.
Joe. How do I blame Boyer that he doesn't have a middle linebacking thumper that
Oh,
everyone
A
needs?
Landon Roberts is a thumper.
Yeah, but not the guy that you need sideline to sideline that
They
can
prefer to
cover.
run Baker and Riley out there, though. They prefer those guys, and those guys are
Because
not.
they don't have the horse
Mhm.
in the middle. They don't have that nasty
You
guy that
can't.
can rush
Yeah. You
passer.
don't need you don't need Ray Lewis in today's NFL to win a Super Bowl. That's my opinion. You can't have everything. You can't have a Pro Bowler at every position. And I
You're right.
think middle linebacker is a spot where you can kind of get away, like guard. You can usually get away.
Okay.
Without
All right.
the Pro Bowler.
All right. I mean, you make a point. I can't argue with that. That's a good point on that end. All right. What did you see? What else did you like from today's game outside of two in the
Obviously, yeah.
passing game?
No, all right. Well, look, Tua threw a beautiful ball to Jalen Waddle over the shoulder.
Yeah.
He continues to complete long balls to Tyreek Hill, some of which we have to concede are a little underthrown. I know that there
Mm-hmm.
are probably times where he intentionally underthrows it, or it's okay if it's underthrown. But
Well, but one of them, I got to
I
say
would like to
something.
see it a little. I would like to see a few of them out there because then it could be a touchdown. Could be a touchdown.
Okay, but one of them, they were saying, oh, he underthrew it. No, he actually threw it in a pocket deep because there was a deep safety behind him that if he would have thrown it even deeper, he would have thrown it leading the receiver into it. So he actually threw it into a deep pocket. And then they were saying, oh, well, the guy said, oh, he threw another underthrown pass. It was exactly that one. And actually, if you look at it, he dropped it in a pocket 40 yards downfield. It's the one that was 43 yards. I even remember it. It's the 43-yard pass, and he drops it in a 40-yard pocket, actually, is what he did. So,
Yeah, listen, no
whatever.
turnovers, good decisions. Ran for it on a key third down and dove forward, slid a couple of other times.
Yeah.
Really nice execution from Tua Tagovailoa. Listen, I had pretty high expectations entering the season. He, when healthy, has been exceeding my expectations. He is really improving and changing my opinion of his ceiling as we move forward here. So that's all positive. And then, listen, defensively, you're right. We need some more pressure, but you got to give Josh Boyer credit for making some adjustments to shut down the Lions in the second half. Look, the Lions are a team that's going to self implode. Dolphins got a nice little run here with Cleveland, Chicago, followed by Cleveland and Houston. They got to win at least two of those three, preferably all three. So you go
Okay,
from
so Joe, I want to
five and
hear it.
three to seven
I
and
want to
four.
hear it. I want to hear it. Special teams suck. There's no running game. The defense was extremely weak in the first half. A whole bunch of dumb penalties. I want to hear it, Joe. Tua Tagovailoa had an A-plus performance today. He got an A today in Joe's measurements, considering all the crap around him. Come on, Joe. I want to hear it.
Yeah, that was an A performance for Tua Tagovailoa.
Yeah!
382 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks, a passer rating of 138.7. Didn't make any bad decisions. Yeah, really, really, really impressed by Tua Tagovailoa's A performance in today's victory.
I mean, Marcel Louis-Jacques is on deck. I don't know how he's going to top this. I have no idea. I'm beside myself. I'm speechless. Joe Schad has just given Tua Tagovailoa. I don't give a shit what Tua's done in his entire career. Win a national championship, beat the Bills, come back from the Ravens. He got an A from Joe Schad. Joe Schad gives nobody A's except Hijinks. It's the only place he gives an A. This is amazing.
Yeah, if Tua goes to Hijinks tonight in Boca, I guarantee you that they will give him all the sriracha wings that he would like for free. He deserves it.
And by the way, you got to go to Hijinks and go. I'm telling you, listen, I am a facilitator of fun. That's what I'm here to do. Okay. And go to Instagram and go to Hijinks. Follow them on Instagram. You're welcome. It's the best looking sports bar, maybe in the country. I don't know, but it's in Boca, and they're either former or current Dolphin cheerleaders there. That's all I'm saying. Just go look at the Instagram. And after that, you're going to say, yep, best looking bar. And then you're going to want to go over there. Joe, as always.
Twice baked, honey mustard, sriracha barbecue sauce wings with onions. Tell them I sent you.
Wow, that is awesome. Some people think you're drinking. What? That's why you gave him an A. That's wrong.
Yeah. Even though I'm covering this game from my couch, I can assure you I've had no gin and tonic.
Not yet, at least. Not yet.
See you, brother.
At least. Hey, by the way, what do you got going in the Palm Beach Post, first of all, before you go? So tell the folks let's get them to subscribe to the Palm Beach Post.
Yeah, jump on.
That gives Tua an A. Yes.
Yeah, jump right now on the Palm Beach Post's website. You'll get my instant analysis, which includes terrific Tua as a headline, penalties disgrace, which is true, Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle unstoppable, secondary concerns, which we do have some, and some more of my news notes and observations from today's game.
There you go. And follow him on Twitter as Shad Joe. Joe, we love you. You gave him an A. There you go. You're making progress. All right, my brother.
See you, bud. All right,
you got it. This is amazing. I am beyond myself here. I mean, wow. Joe Schad just gave him an A. Sean, come on. Admit it. You know you're shocked. You know you're shocked. All right, that is our Hijinks Sports Grill Miami Dolphins post-game report.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.